Okay, hello everyone. Hello everyone. Mic is not work? I think mic is mute, right? Okay, hello everyone, and thank you for attending my talk. I think it's lunchtime. I'm very glad so many people are here. Okay, before I start, I want to explain about the topic, open source in Debian. And actually, this is open source. Open build service is developed by OpenSUSE, which is the infrastructure for building your packages. And we have been using that at work for a lot. So my employee encouraged me to contribute to make it Debian official packages. So now it's available in Debian packages. So my talk won't cover that how Debian use OBS, but we use OBS at work to build the Debian directive. Yeah, so this is the topic. So I hope it won't confuse you guys so much. So really, thank you to attend, and also I need to thank that OpenSUSE create such nice tools. It's very easy to use and it saves a lot of time. And also, I also need to thank FOSDEM to give me the opportunity. And this is my first FOSDEM. I've never been here before, so this is the first time for me. Okay, let me introduce myself. My name is Andrew Lee, and my original name is Li Jianqiu. I'm from Taiwan. So I've started to contribute to open source by doing the RPM packagings in Red Hat and Mandarin, and then later on become Debian developer since like 2009. And at that time, I was packaging the LXDE project, which is a lightweight desktop. So make it into the Debian and also modify Debian installer to support that. And since I also work in the build infrastructure team in Calabria for more than 5 years. So at work, I use OBS a lot to building the distribution of packages that for clients need. So let's start the talk today. Okay, let's look at the agenda. Okay, during this talk, I will give you guys a simple overview about what OBS is and how can it benefit you. And also I will give an example that how it has built-in very nice workflows like we are using nowadays. And also I will explain about the architectures in OBS. So you have basic idea that how the OBS has multiple machines running, has also the builder behind. So once after you have the architecture overview, that'll be easier for you to install the package I created in official Debian distribution to set up OBS for your need. And then in the end, I will provide how you can modify, to optimize that you need and put into OBS into your maybe your infrastructure at work. Okay, let's look at the overview, and let's start to look at the classic packaging way, just without OBS. Like used to that, you have a user, you need your software, you need to build. For example, here is an example, you build the MD64 architecture Debian JC package, and then once you build it, and you publish into your repository, so users can download your package. And then for the time being, you have more users. They request multiple distribution, like Debian has a new release like a stretch, so you need to have another repository. So and this kind of thing that you need to maintain two clean root. One is for Debian JC and one is for stretch for your users to download. And then you need to upload twice after you build the binary package. So and longer time, then you have more users. Maybe the users request other architecture. Then you just need to maintain multiple clean root and multiple architectures. And more and more, like your users request like you build on Debian and also Ubuntu and multiple different versions of Ubuntu and multiple different versions of Debian, and you become very, very massive because you have maintained so many different architectures, for example, and then different distributions and different versions. And how can you maintain so many clean roots? And just imagine that one of your modification, one bug fix. Okay, you build maybe on some version of Debian, maybe fail on one version of other distributions. Then how can you manage this? You have to build so many times, and then you catch it out, oh, this is a problem. So it takes a lot of time in a classical way. So let's fix this kind of mess. How to fix? Just put the OBS as your built infrastructure. And OBS has built-in those kind of things. You can choose the different architectures, different distributions, and different versions. Okay, and then it's done. So how much time and resource you see? Okay, let's look at now you have basic idea how OBS can save your time, right? So let's look at the benefits. Okay, the benefits is eventually that for the most of you, like even you are existing or new software projects, or you are packages, or you are users, you all can benefit from using OBS. Here is an example. That is this example. You see the screenshot. We just upload one source package there, source upload, and then you can see the multiple distribution and different architectures we configured to build as our target. And some other distributions, some other architectures was missing because there's no dependency, so it will show that unresolvable, and the other build if it shows like a success. So just once, this is for the existing software projects. Okay, once the package is built, you don't have to upload, copy the binary to the publish on the website, right? That OBS does that for you, automatically publish. So you can see this example. Here is the Apatix, it's a Debian directive that will be covered by Andrew Shadura tomorrow morning. And also my colleague will give a talk. But here is an example for the repository screenshot. You can see that package published to it. And also have a very nice workflow. Just imagine you have a production product, and then you need to provide like a security fix into your production product. But before you land the new package, you'd be better to have some QA to test. Or in another case, it's like you need to release a product, and you have like a software freezing for bug fixing only. So you may have a release manager to review and approve the package want to learn into your production product. So in OBS, it has built in the submit and reviews workflow. So you can just upload into the OBS and submit, and you can say have a QA or you have a release manager to approve. Okay, here is a quick look. You see that the package is submitted, and we can see that the package all builds on the target distributions. Then you can decide if you want to learn it or not. And for packages, if you build in package used to, you have to do the like command line to maintain many different clean tutors to build your software, your packages. And for OBS, every time it builds the source package, it uses Bootstrap to automatically create the clean root to build in the environment. So all the packages that you upload once, and then you all build in the same consistency and also reproducible way on OBS. So you save a lot of time for your packages. Okay, if you are the users, the OBS provide very nice repository. I just before I start the presentation, I was talking with someone outside. They said the developer always like to have this very new packages. So if you work in the environment, maybe you are a developer, also you are a user because your colleague may have something new software. So if you have an OBS setup, they can just land the latest version, and you can just keep tracking those kind of dependencies. So you guys can build on the same environment if you are users. So it'll be a nice feature. Okay, it's just like here is a example that the OBS will generate the repository, so you can share repository with other users. It'll be easier. Okay, let's look at again about more detail about the OBS features and then the workflow. So in OBS, it's very nice that you save a lot of time because it builds on multiple distribution and different architectures. And OBS can let you, if you want to build a different, different architecture and also different distributions, you don't have to mirror the whole repository from remote. It has built-in the download on demand. You can just choose the target distribution and target architectures, so it will handle those kind of things automatically for you. Just like example, like here, you can configure one a project on the OBS. So one source upload, you can build on the Debian JC and Ubuntu different version and different Debian versions. And also in the config file, you can also add the extension to the binary package name you built. So once you build and publish, you can find the file name. You can know, okay, this one is built for Debian what version and the Ubuntu version. So you can add this kind of extension in the binary packages. And also it has like a revision control for the source package. It's like in the repository, every time you have the source changes, right? You check the log, and you can, if something broken, you can just revert to a previous revision. So you have to track all the changes for the source packages. Okay, there's automatic source processing. You upload the source package. You don't have to do the command line to build the software you own because OBS handles this for you. And then you also can help you to calculate about the build dependencies. So if something missing, you will see that it's unresolvable, for example, on the web UI. And once you click on that, it will show us what is missing. So you can see the missing dependency on the web GUI. Very, very nice. And then you can list that in the one project, you can see all the successful build packages. You can also see that the failed one. If you see multiple failed one in the team, you can assign different tasks to other different developer team member to fix the fail to build from source package. So it's very helpful for the work in the team. And then, of course, work in the team, it has access control for the source repository. You can see a repository can have a permission for different team members on different projects. And also, you have a request view system, like I mentioned before. For that, you have a production server or something, production product, and they have some new changes. You have someone, QA or release manager, can review the new package, new updates. Here, example that I uploaded the package, and someone can see it and accept it. You can see the history every time. All these things are tracked on the web UI. Okay. After I introduced about the features and workflow, let's look at the architectures. Basically, that architecture has a backend server, which is storage that your packages, and also the worker, which is need the power to build the package, and then the web front end and the command line tools. Let's look at the backend server. The backend server basically has several daemons to handle the source and the scheduler, and the dispatcher is assigned the tasks for builders, and also repositories. And here is in the corner, you can see that the build host is the OBS worker. You can connect the OBS worker with some cloud computer or containers or something. You can build, have multiple. When you need the more powerful things, you can add more scale the builders easily. Okay. And this web front end is Ruby on Rails. This is the only one need the database. The backend doesn't need, but the web UI needed the database. Okay, and then command line tools. I think that you use the tool, you can, as a user, you can interact with the whole system, the backend and web front end. You can just use the command line tools. I think let's have an example. Here is just the command tool is called OSC, and OSC has like a CVS control similar command is the checkout. So I can check out my home branch. It's a hello package. Once I check out and I can go into the folder and see there's a Debian package there. Okay, I'm sorry. I extracted the Debian package and can see that the source code. Then go into the package folder, I extracted, you can see this package. I can see there's a Debian folder there. It just modified the package as usual. And after you modified it, you made bump the revision, right, in the changelog. And then you just regenerate the source package. And once you regenerate the source package, you can see here, this CO1 is a new revision I appended in the source package. And you can see the old one without the CO1. So in here, you just use OSC to remove the older source version, add a new one. Okay, and then you can just do the commit. Once you've done this on the command line, you go back to web UI, you can see the package is building on the different architecture or different distribution that you configured in the project. And you can click that, you can see the build log on web UI. So this is, and also we have also if you want to know more detail about the OSC, you just read the main page or help. It has lots of very simple command there. And also we have a dput plugin. And dput plugin is similar like in Debian, all developer like the dput command. So with similar syntax, you can just use one command to upload your source package instead of many steps like I showed you before. So it's a nice tool. Okay, then now you have the basic architecture idea, then you can know how to config. But before that, I want to say that this was a 4 years work, because when I want to package in OBS, a lot of JavaScript and Ruby gem was broken or mixing or something in Debian, like more than 100 packages. So before I package that, I need to have all the dependency ready in Debian. So I need to go into Debian and then find out what kind of thing is missing, and then start to do that and make a proper Debian package and upload it into new queue. And please have review my package, then go into the repository. So after 2 distribution, I think JC and the stretch, finally stretch, I catch that the time. So now the package is landed in Debian stretch. Okay, so now it's easy to install. Now you have the idea that OBS has backend and also the front end and also the worker. So you can use the apt-get install, one of those, but not doing all of this on the same machine. Because just you can imagine that when you building like a LibreOffice and some other like Firefox on the builders, and maybe that all the resources be taken, then your web front end probably won't work. So don't put it on the same machine. Okay, here is an example, just a simple command, and all dependency already fixed in Debian. So you can see that I put in lots of packages. So after you do that command, okay, you just do just check the readme.debian. You need some post-install script running on that. And also I mentioned all the details in the readme.debian. You just read there. And also we do that OBS in containers. You can check out the container example there. We are working on that. But I'm really new to containers. If you find something weird, because it's my first Docker image, so if you have any problem later, please let me know. Okay. Okay. And in the Docker image, we also provide a script called test script. So you can just check the script there. It's some simple command line. You just run the test script. It will fetch the hello package from Debian and then upload. So you can see the first your hello package built on Debian. Okay, so I think this is mostly in the end of my talk. I want to give you some tips for how to do the optimized OBS at your environment. So here is some example that we do that merge our MISC. This is actually, we fork this software from Ubuntu to make it modify to work together with OBS. So we have a distribution that we, as a Debian directive, on base of Ubuntu. But we need to track if there's any update from Ubuntu, or maybe it is from Debian. There's some security fix. So we need to run a software to do the continuously integration. So this software will compare the upstream new version, that is the one, and also the local one. And if the differences, then we do the three-way merges. After the three-way merges, it will generate the source package and upload and put into OBS, and then request for review. So you can see that the package is submitted automatically by merge our MISC. And you can see the review. You can see that if you the software built successfully or it failed. If you failed, you need someone human to fix If you build successfully, maybe you can just click accept it, and then the new version, new fix will be going to your production repository. And also, you can hook that with your bug tracker. Like in the change log, you have something close some bug. So once the package learned, then you can have OBS to send the trigger to your bug tracker to close the bug or update the status of your bug on your working environment. And also, you can integrate with Jenkins to build a package from Git, like we're using that for the kernel source package. Then in kernel, we have multiple developers working on the patch set in the Git. So this one will automatically check out repository, check out the source package, and regenerate new patch set and apply to the source package, and then upload a new revision, submit it into OBS. You can even build that like a distro image with the Jenkins. Also, in the same way, the build script will fetch the packages from the OBS repository. Also, then you can use that to build your image. And also, you can test that with Lava on the auto test on the actual hardware. And Lava is a nice tool developed by Linaro, and also what we have with kernel CI to test the kernel boots on real hardware. You can integrate with Lava. And there are more details I will be mentioned tomorrow. Tomorrow, 9 a.m. in the morning, my colleague Andrew Shadura will explain that about Debian Directive Platform for information and automotive vehicles that we are doing this. And he will mention about how the infrastructure was, Lava, Jenkins, and also other software with OBS. Okay, that's a recap my talk. So now you have the basic idea what's about OBS, how can that save your time, and also the features and workflow, and how you can install, and how you may possibly integrate this into your working environment. Okay, thank you for attending. Is there any questions?
I think it must have been in 2014 or so. I know that the Debian project was looking at ops. I think it was Wookie and some other people were looking at ops for using it in the Debian built infrastructure. I haven't heard anything out of that. Probably that they decided not to do it. Are you aware of that? Is that somehow related to your work or not?
Oh, I didn't know that Wookie was looking for that. I didn't know Wookie was looking for that. I didn't know that.
Some other people who were at Collabora and now aren't. Yeah. It's not crazy, but somebody has to do a load of work to change everything. So, maybe.
Okay, any more questions?
Can you show the benefits once again, the summary of benefits? The slide.
Oh, the benefits.
Benefit slide, can you show it once again?
Means that very, very beginning. Oh, very beginning. Oh, I made too many slides. You mean this one?
Information.
You mean this one?
Benefit summary.
Benefit summary? Where was the benefit summary? This one, right? This one.
Thanks a lot.
Okay.
You talked about integrating with Jenkins, so people who today use Jenkins to build their packages, you would recommend to switch to OBS. The part about Jenkins, you went pretty fast. It's about building distros by getting packages from OBS.
Oh, his question is that most people use Jenkins to build packages nowadays, right? And then that what's the benefit to switch use step OBS or not? Okay, OBS is actually just like the previous slide. Here is infrastructure. If you build Jenkins, then you don't see that overview of the packages, and you don't have the review system, right? But if you just plus a layer of your Jenkins, you generate the source package, but you don't build inside Jenkins, but submit the source package into OBS and build into OBS. And you can see, you can have all the OBS benefit and nice features you can use that integrate into your build environment. Okay, do I answer your question?
Yeah. I have a second question. How easy is it for a user that doesn't know anything about packaging to do the following? To say, oh, I want to backport this package that is available in Buster, and I want to have it built for Stretch or even for Jesse.
Okay, his question is that if a user doesn't have much experience on packaging, and then they want to try to do a backport. I think that yes, because you can just create a project and you can set up the DoD to have different target distributions. Then you can just try to import the source package into that project, and you can see how many missing build dependency. You can also try to import without modify, maybe you build. Okay.
But for that you have to know enough about bigger packaging, I guess.
No. Just import. You can use the dput plugin, one command, then put into the repository, and look at the web UI and see if any build dependency is missing there.
So when you uploading this stuff, adding it to the open build OBS thing, you don't have to worry about this manifest things like the Debian compat or the Debian rules or whatever those things.
Yeah.
Very easy
You have to
try.
worry about that.
Doesn't necessarily solve all your problems.
His question was that if it's easy to use OBS without the packaging knowledge, so that things uploaded, they can. Yeah, I think he should just give it a try. I think the time is up. So if you have more questions, you can grab me outside. Okay. Thank you for attending.